18 years. That's how long I've been a hardstyle producer. And during that time, I've learned a lot about the music, about the industry, about myself. So it doesn't matter if you just started this journey or you already have some bookings in. I just want to share the biggest lessons that I've learned and picked up on the way. Trust me when I say this, I made every mistake possible. But throughout those mistakes, I actually learned what worked and whatnot. So here is what I wish I knew sooner. In this video, I'm gonna break down the biggest lessons I've learned in 18 years as a hardstyle producer, so you don't waste time making the same mistakes I did. And stick around to the end because I'll share a massive mindset that changed the way I make music forever. Lesson 1. And that is that the music matters more than the gear. A lot of people think that you need the fanciest plugins, the best monitor speakers, the best computer. But what if I told you that one of my biggest tracks is made on a laptop? See it like this. Think about a chef. You give him all the ingredients you want, but he still has to learn how to cook properly in order to get a perfect meal. Well, the same goes for music production. It can give you all the tools in the world, the most expensive and fancy plugins, but if you don't have any basic skills in music production, it's not going to do much. So, it is not about what you have, but it's how you use it. And let's say if you're a student or you're on a budget, I would highly advise investing in a good set of headphones. Lesson number 2, and that is that hardstyle is always evolving. Hardstyle today is definitely not the hardstyle that I started with, and that's a good thing. New artists, new techniques, new sounds. You either evolve or you're gonna get left behind. And I've learned to stay open-minded. For example, I used to hate Zag kicks, and now I love them. So my advice to you would be, think outside of the box, experiment with new genres, try something different, do a completely weird approach to a sound, and you'll be surprised what comes out of it. Lesson number 3, and that is community over competition. One of the biggest mistakes I've made early on is trying to do everything myself. The best thing you can do is surround yourself with people that are like-minded, people who push you, challenge you, give you feedback, and that's why I've created Nero's Productions. I wanted to create a community that I never had when I started, because the right people can take you further than you could ever imagine. Lesson number 4, skills over hacks. Listen, I hate to break it to you, but there's no shortcut to making fantastic leads or insane kicks. Sure, you can use samples or presets, but guess what? Everyone else has them too. So instead, you should be focusing on understanding the fundamentals in music production. Dive deeper into sound design. Find out what mastering is. Become better at storytelling, how to create a kick from scratch. And this is what I tell my students all the time. Try to focus on the stock plugins first before you're going to spend your money on expensive plugins. And please forget about the industry secrets or this will change your whole mix down or one plugin to do your complete mastering. So focus on the fundamentals instead of the secrets. Chapter 5, being unprepared for your booking. Let's talk about something that almost every new artist screws up, being totally unprepared for your first gig. When I first started getting booked, I thought, I'll just show up with my CDs, not USBs, and I'll kill it. Big mistake. Because back in the days, CDs easily got scratched. So if one CD wasn't working and you only brought 2, then you had a big problem. Now, the same thing applies for USBs. Make sure you're using Rekordbox or you have a backup folder in case Rekordbox doesn't work. And trust me, that happens. So my advice to you would be to bring 3 USB sticks. And make sure to label your files properly because no one wants to scroll through final track, final, real, master. And if you can, make sure to do a sound check, especially if you're opening. If you take your booking seriously, people will take you seriously. And if you mess up, people will remember. Lesson number 6, and that is not to be active on your social media. This one really hurts because I was guilty of it for years. I used to think, my music speaks for itself. The people will find me if the people like it. But boy, was I wrong. Labels, they check your social media. Bookings, promoters are looking for people that are hyped. They want to fill up the clubs. They want to fill up the festivals. And fans, they need a way to connect with you. So, social media isn't optional anymore. It's part of the game. You don't have to be perfect. Just be consistent. Show some behind the scenes, work in progress, personal updates, your dog, your cat. Just post something. Just post something and engage. Reply to your comments and obviously share your bookings. You have to treat it like a business because that's what it is. You want to hear the difference between an unknown artist and a rising star? Visibility. Now, earlier I mentioned a big mindset shift that changed everything for me. Here it is. Producers who make it aren't always the most talented. They are the ones who keep going. They learn, adapt, and keep improving. Hardstyle is about passion, but it's also about persistence. If you don't quit, you will improve. And eventually, you will get there. Lesson number 7, not everyone is your friend. This one took me way too long to figure out. Because when you're starting out, you think everyone's got your back. But in the music industry, that's not always true, because some people will only hit you up when they need something. Some friends won't support you when you start winning, and some people make promises they never keep. It doesn't mean you shouldn't trust anyone, but you should trust actions, not just words. For example, if someone always asks for a favor, but never helps you back, and if someone genuinely supports you, appreciate the work you do, and always got your back, hold on to them. Because at the end of the day, you need to build relationships and network, but also protect yourself. So those are some of the biggest lessons I've learned as a hardstyle producer for over 18 years. What's your biggest struggle in music production? Drop a comment down below. And if you're really serious about leveling up, make sure to check out my Hardstyle Producer program. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.